Thank you, Michael. Now that we have heard enough of imagination and ideas, the problem in front of us is how we're going to exactly implement those strategies, given that we have so few young talents and so many obstacles from shareholders board and the leadership team. Introducing the ROV method. Now in front of you, there is a graph of the structural overview of the company. And as you could see on the right hand side of the company tree, there's a branch consisted of CIO and the Director of Technology. Here's our first chain of the ROV method, the restructuration. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna remove this branch from the company tree, and then we're gonna persuade some of the shareholders who are not very sensitive to risks to transfer some of their shares to other shareholders, and then we're gonna use this new capital to establish a new company called Eat Fresh, we just mentioned before, and then remove the CIO and the Director of Technology while joining this company and form its core managerial group. And we will also have the new shareholders board as well. So by doing that, we could get rid of the pressure and the obstacles from previous shareholders board and previous leadership team. Now, it's our second chain of the ROV method, the optimization. We basically have three main pillars for this part: the inflow, the retaining, and the outflow of human resources. So for inflow, we're gonna hire training specialists to build our first standardized training center called Eat Right College. And then we're gonna establish a more transparent, more promising, and more measurable performance evaluation system for our current employees, thus decreasing the turnover of human resources. Finally, 2 years after our first launch of training program, we're gonna cut employees who have the participation rate low enough to reach the cutoff point, and the downsizing of the firm will be finished if necessary. And it's our third chain of the ROV method, which is also the most important part of the human resources strategy, the vitalization. This basically has to do with targeting the millennial employees in the workforce market. We basically came up with 3 solutions to catch those potential employees on those niche markets: crowdsourcing, case competition, and a hackathon. We made a comparison table for these 3 options, and as you can see, the hackathon has the highest match for all the qualities that we're looking for from a recruiting event. And the crowdsourcing is the second one. The case competition would be the last one. So this will also be the order in which we prioritize these 3 recruiting events. Finally, it's our timeline of implementation. So for the first year, we're gonna hire training specialists, hold our first hackathon. Second year, the Eat Right College, the first crowdsourcing. The third year, the first case competition. And for the fourth year, we're gonna close the ROV project as the perfect ending point for the human resources strategy. And now, I'm gonna hand this mic to my partner Wendy, and she's gonna talk a little bit more about the timeline of all the strategies as a whole.